What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Rip City Rundown podcast. Today is the first Trailblazers preseason game as we are recording. I guess as you're watching this, you have already known what's happened, but you can't watch it, so that's why we're going to go ahead and record it tonight. We'll kind of discuss a little bit about what was said in the pre-game press conference. And other than that, we're kind of just going to be yapping today. We're going to be talking about just some topics just out of the blue, maybe things we don't normally get to. This is, I would say, the last podcast of the off season, because now that the preseason starts, next podcast we're going to have X's and O's to talk about. We're going to have some true basketball to talk about, and then maybe give our final season predictions once we kind of shake out. Even though preseason really doesn't matter. I mean, we sucked in preseason last year, and then we ended up, I guess we ended up sucking in the regular season too by the end of it. So maybe preseason does matter. But is there any topic specifically that you guys want to tackle first, or do you just kind of want to see where this one takes us?
I don't know what we should talk about first. We have a lot of little flying stars. It's like, which one do we choose? Which one
So many,
do we
so many
take?
options.
I want to, okay, all I see on Instagram right now is just Wemby and, ESPN. They love this man. I just hope Scoot gets similar recognition. Like, I know he's not going to have exact recognition as Victor, but for example, Victor played Chet Holmgren. Chet Holmgren outplayed him, got more points.
No,
The Thunder.
facts. I didn't know
I
that.
didn't know
I didn't
that.
look. I
I
had to go
looked at
find it myself.
Yeah, I looked at ESPN. I was like, oh wow, what did Victor do? Get 50 points, blow out OKC? No, Chet outplayed him, scored more points, and OKC won. It's just the media. You gotta be careful. Anyway, back to the Blazers. I hope that during this preseason, Scoot gets posted. That's all I want.
Mm. Um, Speaking of posting and stuff, did y'all see the I want to get your thoughts on this. NBA released 50 to 100, like top 100 players in the
Great
league.
thing to talk about, actually.
Ant was, Cody, get this. Ant was 85.
So who is it for?
Scoot was 78. They put Scoot ahead of Ant, even though he hasn't played a game yet. Well, that's fine. You know, the media hype. Austin Reeves is 66. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm sorry, but if
And I'm a Reeves guy.
But if Ant played for the Lakers, he'd be top 35.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that is kind of disgusting. I think they probably are just putting in perspective. Oh, the Blazers are going to win 25 games, but still, if it's by player, that the amount of games you win shouldn't exactly correlate to that. But apparently, it does. So it is what it is.
And I believe Robert Williams was 89, and
Robert Williams is 89. Some notable players ahead of him are Looney, which I feel like that's pretty comparable. Buddy Hield. I mean, hard to compare the two.
But is Ayton not top 100 in the league? Like, is Ayton not better than Robert Williams?
I think they don't have Ayton top 100 right now.
There's no chance he's top 50.
All right, guys they have above Anthony Simons, Clint
Okay.
Capella, Tobias Harris, Cam Johnson, Bobby Portis, Jalen Green, Tyler Hero.
Jalen Green? That's in the Rockets, Jalen Green?
Yeah.
I mean, they're pretty comparable players, but I think you just literally have to look at statistics and
Jordan Poole, RJ Barrett. Oh my gosh.
Do you think these ESPN writers watch the games? Or do you think their curfew, their bedtime's at 9 p.m. Eastern and they don't watch the Blazers?
Dude, I love how they also still say this is the write-up for Simons. He goes, anytime former teammate Damian Lillard was out of the lineup, Simons put up Lillard-like numbers. He averaged 22 points per game and 5.5 assists in the 30 games Lillard missed in 2021-2022, then boosted that to 27.9 points per game and 5.7 assists per game in 11 such games last season. Sounds pretty good.
So how is he 84 then? That doesn't make much sense to me.
Cody, not 84, 85.
85, that is, yeah. I mean, Blazers are always going to get underbellied. Well, I said that last year and look what happened, but to be honest, I don't know. It's hard. Let's just say if I was an ESPN analyst, writer, I think analyst, whatever. There's so many types of jobs.
Analyst.
Is that not what I said? Anyway.
You said anal analyst.
That is not what I said, buddy.
You said analysis.
Yeah. I would just I don't want to brag, but I think I'd be way better at my job because some of these people are just atrocious. I don't know.
Here, West, if you had to put if you did the rankings, what kind of range would you think you would put every Blazer player? Would you put Anthony as the highest Blazer player?
I would, because I think he's going to be the best player.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would put Jeremy, and then I would put Scoot.
Yeah, I don't even think rookie should be on here, but if you are, Scoot obviously deserves to be on here. I wonder where
But
Wimby is, by the
isn't
way.
that crazy? Like, this man hasn't played a game yet. And I get he's played a couple years for the Ignite, and he's, for the lack of a better word, he's played professionally. Like, I know people don't realize the G League is a professional league. It is. So, he's kind of has a leg up on some of these college guys. Like, I don't know. I was just watching Cam Whitmore because the Rockets preseason game was on in my house for some reason. Which, by the way, the Rockets announcers were just hyping it up like the Rockets were going to be a much improved team this year. I was like, excuse me, you're not making the play-in. Like,
Yeah.
Well,
It's gonna
Dylan
be-
Brooks got ejected.
We might be better than
No
the Rockets
way.
for all we know.
What's up?
We might be better than the Rockets this year for all we know. Because
Yeah, we
if
very well
we
could
are
be.
better than a team, it's gonna be them. So.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
the only team that
the
I'm
Wizards.
like.
The
Curious,
Wizards.
what is Victor on this list?
They haven't come out with the top 50, so he's in the top 50. Zion was 56, which I thought was, deserved because of injury, but that does seem pretty low. A guy that was 79, that was above Anthony Simons, who has been, and this is the final time we're going to discuss this topic because it pissed us off all offseason. But Tyler Hero came out with some quotes about Portland, talking about how he's so glad Portland didn't trade for him because he doesn't want to be in Portland. How do you guys feel about that?
Tyler Hero, I don't know.
I don't care.
Yeah,
I mean, he's softer than Jello, so I don't know what to say. But
I mean, he's
let's be honest. Like, who wants to move from Miami to Portland? That's a real thing. But
yeah, no, but like, it's weird coming from him because he's like, Portland doesn't want, like, I don't want to go to Portland if they don't want me. Well, buddy, you've been on the trading block for 3 years and no one wants you. So I guess you can't live anywhere.
it's just, I think he should definitely just
He did say he wanted a Dame jersey though.
probably, yeah. I would advise him to just not talk.
Not
Yeah.
talk.
because
Because I don't
Um,
like. There's no way he's actually feeling confident in like the Heat's word to keep him. Because they were trying to get rid of him all
The
offseason.
business, man. It's business
I
at the
don't
end of the day.
I don't know. Not relevant for us though. Shouldn't
I
have.
don't know. What'd you say?
I said not relevant for us.
Yeah.
another random topic. I am gonna say the D word, guys, so prepare. Damian
Which
Lillard.
one?
Damian Lillard, that word, because he's not on our team anymore. Sucks. He he divorced his wife right before.
He did.
What do you think about that? It's just weird that it came now. right as
Honestly,
a trade. Is there a correlation there?
I
don't know.
didn't. Okay, no, I didn't want to talk about this because
We're
I
not
don't
gonna talk
like,
about this for long. We're
yeah,
not
I don't
gonna-
want to get in players' personal lives, but
just quick.
I'll just say this: I don't know. Obviously, we don't know what happened. It is, I think, unfortunate timing. I think it's difficult. I think Dame's in a tough time right now because you're kind of leaving what you know. You're leaving, you kind of had a divorce. People have been calling the Blazers Dame breakup a divorce too. Like, he's going through, I don't know, just a new life almost, new change of scenery in a lot of different ways. So I'll just say that. Yeah, I'm not going to. I don't know anything about that, to be honest. I really don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I didn't click on the article because I don't want to read about it because I feel like it's just not my place. So, and he's not on the Blazers anymore, so we have an excuse to not talk about it. So,
Boom.
can't use
Alright,
that's
I'm done with that.
yeah. Let's just do our due diligence and talk a little about tonight's, or I guess yesterday for those that are watching on Wednesday. The first preseason game we're playing, I believe, like New Zealand Breakers.
Who, by the way, Rupert was on that team at one point.
Really?
Yeah. Revenge
So
game for Rupert.
just give me some thoughts on some of these things. Specifically, I think this is exactly how we expected it to go. The starting lineup for tonight's game is Anthony Simons, Scoot Henderson, Anthony Simons, Matisse Thybulle, Jeremy Grant, and DeAndre Ayton. And Robert Williams is not suiting up. So, any surprises in that starting lineup at all for you guys?
Not at all. I mean, preseason, they're not going to play that many minutes, especially Jeremy, most likely. Like Scoot will probably play more than Simons and Jeremy and Aiton. They'll get a touch. We'll get a touch of the ball, a few minutes. The so-called old players, by old I mean 25 years old. We got to be the youngest team in the league going into
I think
this
we
year.
are.
Yeah, no surprises. Hopefully we can get a win. I want to see some good basketball. I want to see some good defense and see what some of the numbers of these guys off the bench can get. And that's all preseason. Preseason, we don't take too much into it. I mean, we're just gonna be happy to watch as this is the first Blazer basketball game. If you guys are actually able to watch or not, whether you watch the highlights or not, the first Blazer game that we'll be able to watch since April. So should be fun.
You got to think this starting lineup tonight. It's going to be the opening day lineup or opening night lineup. Is Brogdon playing?
No word on him. I assume. Well, actually, I assume he's playing.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not really. It's the New England or not New England, New Zealand Breakers. I mean, we could hold them to 80, and I wouldn't be like we have good defense now. It's preseason. It's tough to gauge.
New Zealand Breakers, going Tigers, don't matter. Blazers and 4.
Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, we'll flex our summer league pedigree on them. Our championship mentality from the summer. But I mean, I'm excited to see. I'll watch the highlights because I don't think I'll be able to watch the game.
I don't think it gets broadcast at all anywhere.
Yeah, it's interesting to say the least. But I'll just see some highlights, see what Scoot does. Really, this whole season, there's one word I want to dub this season. It's growth. I think that's the word for the season. You know what? That's what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. Kind of as a fun way to preview the season in a way. I'm going to go through not every player, but some notable players on the team. You give me one word that you want to see from them this season. Okay. So I'll let you guys think. I'll explain why I'm saying growth for the season, and then I'll go into the players, give you guys some time to think. Cody, look like you're eating something. Food for thought. All right.
Just a little haichu. You guys like haichus?
I've never even heard of that.
What are they called? Is that candy? Those look like airheads.
Those are the ones that anytime we're at, big old.
They suck, by the way. They're really bad.
Okay.
Anytime we're in Steve's pantry, it's like that's just the off-brand candy that's probably been in there for 12 years, going back to.
Might be older than him.
Bro, those Lucky Charms in this pantry. Yeah. Anyway.
So I'm calling the season growth, or I'm dubbing the season about growth. It's the season of growth because I'm going to be honest. Everyone who's listening to this podcast, everyone who watches the Blazers, if you define this season on wins and losses, you will be pretty miserable.
It's the season of opportunity.
Right.
Opportunity. If you want to go get as a player on this team, if you want to go get it, you've got the option to go get it this year because I have to think wins, losses aren't going to be that relevant for this team.
Exactly. So. And it's about opening night against the Clippers, right? Scoot might come off a ball screen, try to throw a pass to the corner. Kawhi intercepts it with his robot arms, takes it down. Game 5, you might see Scoot complete that skip pass. Game 8, you might see Scoot look off the defender, dump it into the dunker spot for Time Lord. It's about evolution.
79, he's not playing because we're tanking for the pick.
That's funny. That is good. But the point is that this is a good year for us to actually dive into the actual basketball because for better or for worse, ever since I became a diehard Blazer fan, which was probably since I actually could make my own choices in life, let's call it literally when Dame got drafted. That's probably the first full season I was invested. That my entire Blazer fandom has been about just, we need to win games. We need to win games. I don't care how we do it. Dame can jack up 60 shots. We're down 6. Anthony Tolliver, pull from 35, please. We got to get it. We got to get down to 3. Like that was our mindset. Now it'll be tough because of course, like losing sucks, but when you expect it, it's a little better. But to me and everyone watching the Blazers this year, like let's use this season to actually watch how the game develops for these young guys. Watch how their games develop. Watch how Scoot navigates certain coverages. Watch him on the defensive end. Like, probably there's going to be times in the game this year where I'm not even going to be like, I'm going to be watching Scoot for the whole possession and see what he does. I don't care if it ends up in a Pat Connaughton 3-pointer and he hits it. Because in the past, for me at least, it's second quarter. We're down 8 to the Bucks. Connaughton hits a 3 to make it 11. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we're going to lose again. And it's exhausting because I know last year we started 10-4, but did we really think we were going to win a title?
Roll tape.
You know what I mean?
Roll tape.
Roll the tape. I mean, Cody did. We were bought. I probably did too. Of course I did. I said Blazers Kings first round.
You said clip it. Clip.
Hey, boys, you know what?
Or Grizzlies, Blazers in the 4-5.
Clip it. The Blazers will not make the playoffs. I think that's going to be my first good take. Okay. With all that being said, season of growth, and it'll be a good chance for all of us to actually up our actual ball knowledge other than dropping random stats. Okay. Yeah. So we can actually watch the games and fans along, like use this as a chance to increase your own knowledge of the game. Actually don't just watch a Shane dunk, watch how he performs,
watch how
his footwork on threes and stuff. I mean, obviously that's going to be the highlights. At least the Blazers will get posted this year, kind of, because Scoot and Shaden, honestly,
you gotta think
Anthony is going to be the most underrated player in the league this year, most likely.
Agreed.
But okay, speaking of, let's start with Anthony. Give me a one word that you want to see from Anthony this season.
Anthony. I thought we were doing a team word first, but
okay. We can go team. I mean, Cole said opportunity. I say growth. What do you got, Cody?
I'm trying to think of the fancy term for it.
Give me the
it's called, I think the word cognisis, and it's a synonym for experience. Kind of piggyback off you, West.
Okay.
If we flipped your camera around right now, would we see the source.com on your computer?
No, of course not. So we're gonna make lots of mistakes this year. And I feel like when it comes to a rebuild, we have the tools. Now we just need to I commented this on a post. We have all our tools. We have all the seeds are all planted. Now we just need the sunshine to hit them and for them to blossom. That's all we need. Maybe that could be the word, blossom. Kind of to say what you said, Wes, just experience. We're going to make mistakes and changes will be made during, the off season, whether that's player construction or it probably will only be playoff construction, but then purely just minutes and experience is what is going to drive us forward from the player's point of view. And we have such a young team right now, like so young. These people are on our team are similar to my age. And could I go out there and beat LeBron even if I was 7 foot tall with my mentality? Absolutely not. And my skill set, absolutely not. But
your Siakam skill set.
Okay, not my actual skill set, but if I was NBA caliber, so we're just gonna need experience. But for Anthony, I want.
I should have used that time to think of an Anthony one. I was just listening.
Y'all are tripping.
For Anthony, I want the word him. HIM.
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say like alpha, which is probably the same thing.
Because he was,
I was thinking
sidekick. I want this season to be his season, to be a leader, to be maybe more trash talk.
I'm gonna piggyback on you. I want Anthony to go out and prove that
I'm gonna punch someone in the face. Just kidding.
He's the guy. He's gonna be the face of the Blazers. That's nothing against Scooter Shaden, but like Anthony has a head start against them. I mean, if you go out and average 28 and 6 on good splits, good shooting, I mean, the stats are stats. So the casuals can't ignore that. So I'll just piggyback on him.
I think, I like that. I'll change it then. I'll go with consistency. Because like you said, you started it off at the top of the show, kind of, that Simons' stats without Dame are great. With Dame, not so much. And of course, that's not necessarily his fault. Dame has to get his shots. Dame's usage rate is obviously out of the roof for good reason. He's elite. But I want to see Simons. I want to see him do it game in, game out. And I also want to see him become a leader and be more consistent on the defensive end of the ball. Because with this 3-guard, remember I wrote an article over the summer, the 4-guard conundrum.
Yeah, didn't you write that like a couple days before Dame or
it was like a week before.
Okay.
And it came down to, do you trade the pick? Do you keep the pick? It basically came down to pick or Dame. Obviously, that's how it turned out. But I want to see Simons, that stuff aside, I want to see Simons be consistent this year. I want to see him take that step, be him night in, night out. Be the guy that is the first name on the scouting report. Because the Blazers have a bunch of young guys like Ayton. Like, the thing about the Blazers is they're going to be bad. So teams are going to come in and not probably give their best shot against the Blazers, because they're just going to be like, this is a rebuilding team, we'll go in. And the Blazers are going to surprise them. I bet there's going to be plenty of games this year where we come out hot and we're going to be up like 8 at the break because teams are just sleepwalking. And then they'll turn it on and we'll lose by 12. But there'll be some fun moments. I want to see Simons be that guy that's, the first player to strike fear into opponents' hearts and minds. So I'll say that. Cody, your next guy, what do you want to see from Mr. Grant? What do you want to see from Jeremy Grant this year?
I've got my word. My word is a value, because I want him to play his ass off. I want him to play his ass off this first half of the year and up that trade value.
Wow.
That's all I got to say.
Doesn't even care about the player, just wants it all for the team. So now he wants it all for the team, even though he's about that. Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
I'll say the word try. Just please. Because you got your contract. I understand.
That's a good thing.
You got your contract. You proved that you're him. You proved that you're that player in the Pistons in Detroit. You got your bag, and now you're on a rebuilding team. It's an awkward situation. It's probably a situation where he's like, all right, I'm the oldest on this team. I'm probably the best player other than Simons on this team. Championship teams want me. I'm just gonna kind of stall play here and wait to be traded and take my money. And I feel like that, unfortunately, is a mentality that a lot of NBA players have. So my word is try, because like you said, it would up his trade value. And I think if he does, play his best, doesn't sit out, plays his minutes, dives for balls despite not thinking, oh, am I gonna get injured on this play? Because I want to no, dive for that ball, Jeremy Grant. Try, and it will be best for our young core as well if you try. Yeah. So, and it'll up your trade value, like Cole said, and who knows, if we're good years down the line, Jeremy's in his early 30s, he can be a huge piece for our team that tries to win the finals if we make it there one day. So
I'll give Jeremy credit in the sense that he's like a pro's pro. Like I don't think he'll have a lack of effort. Like, he will come up and show up and do his thing. Now, if we're really bad and it's January, February, could definitely see, things get stale. You lose a lot of games. You got some young guys that are just struggling. I mean, at least what we'll see in front of the media, Jeremy's going to be the same guy, give you the same answers. Like I said, pro's pro. In his head, though, Cody, you're probably right. He's probably like, well, I came here to be with Dame, to be like his second fiddle. Clearly it didn't work out. Now I'm kind of supposed to be this veteran on this team, which leads me to my word, which is leadership. Like, and this ties into I just want him to be fully bought into this team. And the unfortunate thing for Jeremy is Jeremy's going to probably bring more value to the Blazers when we look back at it in 3 to 4 years than what we were able to provide to him. I know we gave him his bag, so maybe money aside, in terms of just play on the floor, he would rather be a number 1 option in Detroit, because then he is a 1B here because of Simons and eventually Scoot. And he is getting up there in age. Like, he's not the young OKC Jeremy Grant anymore. He's even not the number 1 Detroit Jeremy Grant anymore. Like, players don't get younger, players only get older. And so, maybe, he signed a 5-year deal. I know we do think he will be flipped at some point, traded at some point, but I wouldn't blame him for wanting to go to a contending team at some point and try to chase that championship that many veteran players do. So I just want him to be fully bought in, be a leader to these young guys right now, because I think it will provide infinite value to us down the line. And I think Jeremy could be one of those players when we look back, if we do go on a run with this era, where Jeremy is the guy who was like, he was, when you look back, like, who was the most underrated piece in the Blazers, building a championship caliber roster? You could say Jeremy Grant because of what he, the standard he set, the return he got in his package, like the trade package. So I'll say leadership for Jeremy Grant.
No. Next player, John Butler Jr. Just kidding.
Oh, I was gonna go with Skylar Mace. No. Let's go Scoot. Gotta go Scoot here. Give me a word for Scoot, Cole.
Give me energy. I was gonna say electric, but not only like do I want his play to be energetic and infectious to other players around him.
Quick timeout, boys. Quickly. Blazers versus the Breakers just tipped off. I just got the notey. Season's back. All right, sorry. Go ahead.
Here.
Go ahead.
But I want Scoot because I think even if Ant is the best player, even if Jeremy's the second best player.
Come on. Scoot Henderson makes driving layup. See? Exactly. He's there. Electric.
I want him to, in reality, he is the face of this franchise. He's kind of the hope for the future. So I want him to excite this fan base, and I want us to. Even though I still think the Blazers are one of the strongest fan bases in the league, we haven't had a true mega energy game in Moda since Game 4 of the Western Conference Finals in 2019, when Myers Leonard is putting up 30+ because part of that's because of COVID, part of that's because we sucked. So I want energy back in Moda. I don't want it to be like cryptos, Staples, whatever.
I'll just say my word is shoot. Don't be afraid. There's no harm. Shoot the basketball. Get better. If you're going to be the face of this team for the next 10 years, you need to shoot. And if you brick, like I said, it's fine. Scoot's a smart player. I know he's a pass first guy. And I'm not saying he should be a shoot first guy. I think it's good that he's a pass guy first, but shoot the ball more, because that ability is what's gonna, make you one of the best players in the world if you are that one day Scoot. And that is if you shoot the basketball. When Damian Lillard first came in the league, he was a great shooter, but boy, he improved so much. And I didn't even think of Damian Lillard as an amazing shooter when he got drafted 2012, 2013. I knew he was good and all, but it's just he shot so much, and then he grew so much. His stats, his 3-point percentage, everything, it just grew so much. And now he's doing step back half court shots consistently. So it's and also another word, just don't get hurt, please don't get hurt. That would just be great. And that's all I gotta say. I mean, he's built insane. He's 6'2". How is he over 205 pounds? He is full, my boys. He is full. He's so fast for how heavy he is. He's an actual unit. Holy crap.
Dude, the glazing is wild.
Yeah. I'm gonna say poise, because as a rookie, you're gonna have up and down games. His highs are gonna be this dude is the next great guard to come through Portland. And his lows are going to be there could be a stretch where he's really struggling, and there's, people from the corner of the internet saying, coming back with, why did we trade the pick? Why did we, that's just going to happen because people, I mean, if you want to be that honest, guy.
I already know it's going to happen. Actually, no, it's not. That's childish. That's childish behavior there.
There are childish people out there, but I want him to stay poised. I like what you said, Cody, about him being him shooting. Don't be afraid to. I know he's not, but I want him to be himself. And he's not a shooter right now, but develop that. It's okay if you shoot 1 for 10 from 3. Maybe not. Maybe 1 for 5 from 3. 10's a lot of attempts. Simon's going to put up 10 attempts a game. But yeah, I think we're just all rooting for Scoot to be himself and, just bring some juice. Just bring the juice.
Oh, that's a good word, juice.
Juice. Let's go Shaden Sharp. Give me a word for Shay.
Bag. Get a
better picture? No, I'm kidding.
I want a better offensive bag. I think that's the one thing he can improve on the most. He's got the jumping ability. The shots will fall. He is a good shooter. He is a great shooter. And I think
catch and shoot, he's really good.
I think he has the ability to be an amazing shooter in this league. I think he can be a 44% 3-point shooter if one day in his career. one day in his career.
Get hot for a season?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's a little high, maybe 42. But
actually, it's a good number to aim for.
I feel like the problem last season, every time I was watching when Scoot was in and he was leading the unit out there was, I don't know, he kind of just didn't know what to do. Like defenses would, I don't know, he can just drive around, make the right play. Some a little sloppiness. I don't want to discredit him. He's been exceeded expectations greatly, but I think that is the best thing he can do. Work on a bag. Don't be a Jaylen Brown and not have a left hand. Just work on your bag. What is that?
I'm just holding up random things. It's coaster. My word for Shaden is blinders, and here's why. I want Shaden to go out there, and I think this is exactly what he's doing, and grow his game and be more than just a dunker. And don't, even though it's not that the outside noise is good, don't get sucked into all these Blazer fans and these people saying you're the greatest thing since sliced bread because you can jump out of the gym. Because I think he has a great opportunity to be really good in this league. He's shown really good things, but I want him to truly grasp that and take advantage of that and take advantage of all the opportunity he's going to get this season. So, while I'm not expecting an Anthony type season, I really hope that Shaden proves that he can be all-star caliber player this year. So show glimpses of that. Show that he's not just a dunker.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say something along the lines of like developing offensively more, but I like the way you put it. Could he bag? I mean, we're not asking him to be Kyrie Irving here, but we are asking him to be able to do more than just being an absolute just beast in transition. I'd like to see him develop some half-court offense that isn't just crossover step back jumper. Take him to the cup, swing the rock. I'd like to see him develop as a playmaker. That's good. I mean, he's obviously, that really wasn't his role last year. I mean, he was more kind of the spark plug off the bench, more juice. This Blazers team's going to have juice. It's going to have a lot of losses, but it's going to have juice. But playmaking for Shaden, and yeah, just developing offensively and defensively. Maybe development for Shaden, but really you could say that about anyone. Let's go with dominating.
Dominating.
That might be my word right there.
No,
I want this man to dominate. I want this man to prove why he was the first overall pick. I want him to prove that Phoenix, the reason he was bad in Phoenix is because of the situation, not because he's just not a motivated player. I want him to actually go out and prove it. Because he's been a lot of talk this offseason. I think that while he has the chance to be a really good player, if he doesn't pan out, this Damian Lillard trade looks a whole lot worse. So I've got full faith in him, and I'm always been an advocate for bringing DeAndre Ayton in if it was the right price. And if we're going into this rebuilding route, I think he's one of the best centers you can have on your team for a rebuilding team because he has the talent to be a top 3 center in this league. He's got, while I won't say Joel Embiid's ceiling, he's got 3 years ago Joel Embiid's ceiling, not MVP, but all-star caliber center that can go get you 25 a game. He can do that. So again, I'm not expecting that to happen this year. I want to see glimpses. I want him to, again, he's got all the opportunity in the world. Take advantage of it. So I'm just going to say dominate.
What about you, Cody?
Put it pretty well. I'd say like have fun. That's my word. Have fun because you had a horrible situation in Phoenix. Now you have a fresh start. And I think his enjoyment level is going to match what he brings to the court in terms of skill set. And I think, I don't know, is it just me or does he look just a little skinny? Maybe increase your bench, increase your squat, maybe.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I just look at him compared to other centers, and
I mean,
maybe
again, this is not to like.
He is more athletic.
This is not to body shame.
That's true.
Yusuf Nurkic, but Yusuf Nurkic was on the bigger side of centers, so we've been used to.
That's all, Aiden.
Aiden's just a different type of center for sure. You got anything else with the word have fun, or you good?
He's 250 pounds. I kind of take it back. I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird. but
Maybe you are.
yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna say
No, because like I don't know if he's backing down, doesn't he like get stopped a little bit? Like he's not as powerful, I guess, as you
I
could
haven't
say.
dove into that Aiden film yet.
Cody. He puts the ball in hoop.
He does. He's 70%. That's right. I cannot. That's the best field goal percentage in the league last season, other than like one other person. I think.
Claxton, right? Claxton and like
Yeah, we did that on a TikTok video.
yeah.
Wasn't there a guy that had like a 90% because he took 4 shots, or was that a different stat?
No, that was
That was TOs.
That was TOs per game. That one dude came in from the G League and coughed it up like 8 times. Whatever. Now it might have been steals. I think it was steals.
Raquan Gray was a little loose with the rock.
I think it was steals. I'm gonna say I'll just go along with y'all in a way. I'm gonna say like the word for him is personal. Like I want him to like get in the lab, fresh start, your former destination, your former team, is with a straight face saying that you are a worse center than Yusuf Nurkic. They're saying that with a straight face. Like the Suns are saying that Yusuf Nurkic is going to give them a better chance to make the finals and win the finals than DeAndre Ayton. Now, maybe I'm wrong in the sense that Nurkic fits better because he's a better playmaker. But Nurkic, the finishing is just such a problem, and Ayton is such a good finisher. And I think timeline and everything, we know nice. We know Ayton is going to be better for this team, and maybe Nurk is better for that team. But take it personal, man. Like, prove to people why you are number one, like you said, Cole. Prove to people that you can be a top 5 center in this league. I don't care if you're on a bad team. Come in every day, and just do your job. And he'll get ample opportunities. I mean, with the lack of spacing on the floor this year and the lack of a true number 3, and like other than, unless Ant plays off ball, which he probably will because Scoot needs the ball, we don't have a lot of perimeter shooting outside of Ant. And Jeremy shot well last year, but he started to regress to the mean. Thibault can't really shoot. Aiden's going to get his looks. We're going to be dumping the ball in the post to Aiden a lot. So I want to see him take his opportunities, take it personal, show people why he was a top 5 center when the Suns went to the finals.
I will say, interesting note about Aiden, or regarding Aiden and regarding the preseason, and I'll give you a little reason to watch. We've got the Suns twice this preseason, Thursday night and the next Monday, 1 home, 1 away. So
I like that.
Again, preseason is not that big of a deal, but maybe you'll see a little fired up Aiden if he plays both of those games, or depending on how much he plays. So,
I don't want to do anyone else because I just want to do those core 5. No, core. We did 5 or 4.
That was 5.
We did 5. Yeah, those
Jeremy.
core 5.
Jeremy. I think Williams would be the only other one if we were to, but
I haven't even Williams.
For that one, actually,
I think when it comes to
healthiness, you could say just healthiness.
Yeah,
that's what
be healthy. I'm not even gonna put that into the air. Never mind. The other guys, we kind of know what their roles are gonna be. I think those 5 guys we mentioned, maybe not Jeremy as much. I think we know Jeremy's role. I don't think he really is gonna grow as much. The other 4 we don't know their ceiling. We don't know exactly what they'll be. So yeah. I think they're a little more important.
That's a good point, because Thibault, Jabari, even Time Lord and Brogdon will have a very defined role. Like, if we are like, Thibault's going to probably score 8 or 9 a game. Like, he's not going to shock us and go score 18 a game. He might score 11 a game, but like, Scoot could average anywhere from 10 to 22. I wouldn't be surprised either way. I'd be a little. Okay,
I'd be a little surprised.
But
I know your point. Like, on any given night, he can do that.
Right.
Might have a 1 breakout.
Right.
So
those guys, I think, are important because the variance of their play is so great.
The only other thing I'll say, and this goes for specifically Jabari and Chris Murray, try and prove you're a part of this future. Like, prove you are a guy that's going to be the. I won't say repair yet because he's a major project, and I don't know how much PT he's going to be getting throughout the entire season. But other than that, there's no guys I'm dying to say a word about. So I will say I'm torn. I'm obviously not going to get a jersey because my luck with jerseys recently has been terrible. if I'm want to be safe, I should just get a Scoot jersey because I think he's the safest. But my two
Ooh.
guys, it's either Simons or Theidel. Those are my two guys this year.
Scoot wearing 00 just
It's grown on me.
cool. No, I like it because it makes sense. Scoot with the 00, get it. But it's just like if he turns like just think of like if the number 0 in Portland, if Scoot has a illustrious career in Portland, the number 0 is just going to be just sacred,
immortalized forever.
Or sorry, the letter O, because Scoot's wearing it because of the O's too.
Yep, true.
Isn't that kind of crazy, man? Isn't it crazy how that works out?
By the final thing before we go, speaking of Scoot, did you guys see the video of him singing? I don't know which song he was singing. It was at like Rookie Fest, but I've never seen a guy get it so into it, which I like. Everyone was saying we go from one musically talented point guard to another. So just funny how things happen.
We're winning finals this year.
I think so too.
We're winning the freaking finals this year. What, guys? It's just one game at a time.
Just wait. Can you at least wait until we're 10-4?
All right, fine. I'll wait.
We are beating the Breakers. 11-10. That's gonna do it for the podcast, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Just a little rap session.
Aiden's 2 for 2. When's the last time you think Nurkic was 2 for 2?
Like 2018.
Good question.
I'm playing.
But next podcast we'll have 3, maybe 4 preseason games to talk about. 2 against the Suns, and then the podcast after that we will be previewing the first game of the season, I believe. So we're right here. Season's right around the corner. It feels weird, but I'm very excited to watch some Blazer basketball. So thank you guys for listening. See you guys next week. Peace.